Chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven has aligned your steps, your breath, and this very moment. Something in the spirit has shifted, and you have been summoned into a divine appointment. Anointed one, you are standing at the very edge of a supernatural breakthrough, a financial lifting that no human hand can delay. For it is written, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow to it." What is about to unfold in your life will defy time, logic, and expectation. Prepare your spirit now. The glory resting on you is beginning to reveal itself. Chosen one. Listen closely now, because heaven is drawing your spirit into a truth most people never live long enough to understand. Your appearance, your glow, your youthfulness that refuses to fade, none of it is random. It is the visible proof that the hand of God has been resting on you in places where no one else was watching. While the world was convinced time would drain you, heaven was busy renewing you. And now your very existence is exposing the difference between those who live by the flesh and those who live by divine alignment. Anointed one. The world believes youth is something you paint onto the skin, something you buy in a jar or chase through injections and routines. But you discovered something radically different, that true preservation comes from the spirit, not the surface. While others were fighting aging with desperation, you were surrendering to alignment. And that surrender recalibrated your entire being. Your energy shifted, your cells responded, your countenance changed. You didn't just look younger, you began to vibrate differently. People look at you now and quietly try to do the math, but nothing adds up. By worldly timelines, you should look tired, worn, or defeated. By earthly logic, the storms you walked through should have carved themselves into your face. But chosen one, you do not belong to earthly logic. You belong to divine order. Your glow makes no sense to those who only understand the natural realm, because what rests on you is supernatural. Your youth is not cosmetic. It is spiritual evidence that heaven has preserved what life tried to break. And here is what they will never understand. You did not look this radiant because your life was easy, but because you did the hardest thing a human can do. You healed. You faced yourself. You confronted what others avoid for decades. And when you told the truth to your own soul, your body finally stopped bracing for war. It whispered, "We're safe now." And chosen one. The moment safety reached your spirit, regeneration reached your flesh. You stopped deteriorating and started renewing. I have lived long enough to know this personally. There were seasons when I thought the pain was going to age me overnight. I saw myself in the mirror and felt the weight of battles no one else saw. But the moment I surrendered, the moment I let God transform what I could not fix, something shifted. Peace began to smooth years off my face that stress had put there. Joy started lighting my eyes in ways makeup never could. And I realized the same thing you're realizing now. Healing is the greatest anti-aging anointing heaven ever gave us. Chosen one. Most people are aging according to the world's deadlines, but you are aging according to heaven's timeline. The world subtracts years. God multiplies purpose. The world counts wrinkles. God counts breakthroughs. The world watches for decay. Heaven watches for transformation. And as you aligned with divine timing, your whole being stopped obeying the laws of deterioration. Your youth isn't frozen, it is evolving. It carries wisdom, depth, serenity, and a mysterious radiance that can only come from someone who walked through fire without becoming ashes. People see calm in your face where there should have been chaos. They see softness where there should have been hardness. They see light where there should have been shadows. And that confuses them because they don't know the cost of your glow. They don't know that you wrestled with your own darkness and chose not to let it consume you. You metabolized pain and transformed it into clarity. You released bitterness before it could carve itself into your expression, and that choice alone extended your youth in ways the world cannot replicate. Chosen one. When you stopped performing for a world addicted to noise, time stopped draining you. When you unplugged from the matrix, your energy stopped leaking. When you walked away from fake circles, your nervous system stopped tightening. And the moment you chose authenticity over applause, your body finally exhaled. That exhale restored more years to you than any cream or surgeon ever could. I've seen people age decades chasing validation, but the moment you stopped chasing it, you stepped into preservation. And now every room you walk into feels your difference before anyone says a word. Your presence carries a quiet dominion. Your steps carry assurance. Your glow carries testimony. You don't just look younger, you look untouched. Untouched by chaos. Untouched by bitterness, untouched by the deterioration that comes from living out of alignment. And that untouched quality is what startles people. They don't see someone who avoided storms, they see someone who transcended them. Chosen one. This is only the beginning. What is happening in your appearance is a prophetic sign of what heaven is about to release in every area of your life. When God begins restoring your face, He is preparing to restore your finances. When God begins renewing your body, He is preparing to renew your destiny. The glow on you is not cosmetic, it is a signal, a divine announcement, a whisper from heaven that you are stepping into a supernatural season where everything that was diminished will be multiplied. Chosen one. The more heaven elevates you, the more people begin to realize that what rests on you cannot be explained by genetics, luck, or skincare routines. Your transformation is exposing how limited the natural realm truly is. Because while others have been aging under the weight of stress, fear, and worldly striving, you have been aging under the weight of glory. And glory does not deteriorate, it multiplies. It refines, it renews. That is why your youth confuses people. They are looking for a physical cause, but what changed you cannot be traced to anything on earth. Anointed one. The truth is, this heaven has been rebuilding you in silence for years. You didn't even notice it at first. You were just trying to survive, trying to breathe, trying to heal. But every tear, every prayer, every night you felt forgotten was actually a moment where God was rewiring you. He was lifting burdens from your nervous system, untying knots from your soul, and releasing spiritual toxins you carried since childhood. And when the soul is purified, the body follows. It becomes lighter, softer, calmer. That is why your appearance shifted, your spirit finally exhaled. I've walked through this myself. There were nights when I felt like life had carved lines into my face that no product could erase. The stress sat heavy in my jaw. The disappointment lived beneath my eyes. But the moment I let go, the moment I truly surrendered, something supernatural happened. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't instant. But slowly, the mirror stopped reflecting despair and began reflecting truth. A truth that said, you are not what happened to you. You are what God is making you. And chosen one, that same truth is unveiling itself in you. People expect trauma to leave scars, but yours didn't. Not on your face, not on your posture, not on your aura. And that's what unsettles them. They expected to see bitterness carved into your expression. They expected to see exhaustion in your eyes. But instead, they see a softness that can only come from someone who refuses to stay in darkness. They see a calmness that contradicts your story. They see a strength wrapped in gentleness, and it disrupts their understanding of aging. Because the world believes aging equals decline, but heaven teaches that aging equals revelation. Chosen. One, understand this: you did not just escape the aging effects of trauma, you reversed them. Because when you chose forgiveness, your face changed. When you released resentment, your shoulders dropped. When you embraced solitude, your skin brightened. When you reclaimed your identity, your presence sharpened. And when you stopped letting the world drain you, your entire biological rhythm shifted. Peace is not invisible, it is physically measurable. It softens the eyes, slows the breath, clears the skin, and resets the nervous system. Your beauty is not accidental, it is a spiritual reward. People also forget something important: aging is accelerated in atmospheres of chaos. And chosen. 1. You spent years surrounded by people who fed on your light. People who drained you emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. Energy parasites who mistook your empathy for an endless resource. They came to you broken and left feeling better while you were left feeling empty. That exhaustion aged you more than time ever could. But the moment you cut those cords, the moment you stopped feeding what was draining you, your glow returned. Not slowly, rapidly, because your spirit was no longer bleeding energy. I know what that feels like. I remember cutting ties with someone who had been draining me for years without me realizing it. The next morning my face looked different. My eyes were clearer. My skin looked rested. It was like my spirit had been carrying a weight I did not notice until it was gone. And chosen one, that same release happened in you. You didn't just remove people, you removed aging from your life. Because stress ages you, but peace restores you. And your peace is no longer negotiable. What shocks people the most is not just your appearance, but the authority behind it. You walk differently now. Not with arrogance, but with alignment. Your presence feels intentional. Your steps feel guided. And people sense something divine around you, even if they can't name it. Some will be inspired, others will be intimidated, but all of them will know something supernatural is happening in your life, because heaven has placed a mantle on you that makes you look like someone who has been preserved for a greater purpose. Chosen one. This preservation is not just about beauty, it is a prophetic sign. When heaven preserves the vessel, it is because heaven is preparing to fill it. God is not just renewing your appearance, He is renewing your assignments, your opportunities, your finances, your influence. The glow on your face is the first visible sign of the wealth He is about to place in your hands. The restoration happening in your body is the announcement of restoration in every area of your life. You are stepping into a supernatural season where nothing about you will decline. Everything will be upgraded. Chosen one. The world has no language for what is happening to you. They see your glow and call it good genetics. They see your stability and call it luck. They see your calmness and assume you were spared from storms. But deep down, you and heaven both know the truth. Your radiance is warfare. It is evidence that the battles meant to break you became the very battles that built you. You do not look your age because you did not live your age. You lived beyond it, carrying weights that should have aged you decades, yet here you stand, untouched and rising, anointed. One people only judge what they can see. They see the shine, but they do not see the shaping. They see the peace, but not the pruning. They see the glow, but not the grief that birthed it. If they could glimpse the nights you held yourself together, the prayers you whispered with trembling hands, the wounds you carried silently, they would understand why heaven kept you hidden. Some of your most transformative years were spent not being seen, not being celebrated, but being prepared. And preparation ages the flesh, but strengthens the spirit. Now the roles have reversed. Your spirit is leading, and the flesh must follow. What they perceive as youth is actually the absence of spiritual corrosion. You refuse to let bitterness rot you from the inside out. You refuse to let resentment turn your face into a battlefield. You didn't let betrayal harden your features or make your eyes heavy. Instead, you let every disappointment refine your discernment. You let every loss shape your wisdom. You let every heartbreak deepen your compassion. The world ages from the outside in, but chosen one heaven renews from the inside out. I remember a moment in my own life when someone from my past saw me again after years apart. They looked confused, almost unsettled. "You look younger now than you did back then," they said. They thought I had discovered some new skincare secret. But the truth was simpler. The person I used to be was carrying too much. Stress etched itself into my expression. Worry sat heavy in my eyes. But the moment God broke certain chains off me, youth returned like a tide rolling back in. And chosen one, the same thing has happened to you, except on a much deeper scale. Your liberation is visible. You don't look your age because you stopped carrying what wasn't yours. You laid down guilt that was never meant for your shoulders. You released responsibilities that weren't your assignments. You walked away from cycles that drained you. Most people physically age because they stay in emotional prisons. You escaped, and your escape is showing. It announces itself in the way your face has softened, the way your smile returns easily, the way your eyes look like they know something the world doesn't, because they do. Another reason you're shocking people is because you stopped performing for expectation. You stopped keeping up appearances. You stopped running after validation. The world is exhausted because they're auditioning for roles that were never theirs. But you stepped off that stage. You refused to shift for approval. And when the performance ended, the healing began. Authenticity is cosmetic surgery for the soul, and its results are supernatural. When you became real with yourself, your entire being recalibrated. You didn't just look younger, you became lighter. Chosen one. There is something else people sense about you but can't articulate. They can feel that heaven has preserved you for a reason. You don't walk like someone at the end of something, you walk like someone at the beginning. There is momentum in your aura, prophecy, in your posture, promise, in your presence. You look like someone who is rising into destiny, not fading out of relevance. And that alone disrupts everything they were taught about age and time. What they don't know is that you stepped into a divine timeline, one that doesn't match human chronology. God didn't let you peak early like the world expected. He let you ripen. He let you deepen. He let your roots grow before your branches lifted. And now that the unveiling has begun, your youth is not fading, it's accelerating. Because you are moving with heaven, not the calendar. This is why you shock people. They are measuring you by time. Heaven is measuring you by transformation. And here is the prophetic part. The Spirit is highlighting. Your appearance is announcing a promotion. When God renews the vessel, it is because He is about to pour something new into it. Your youthfulness is not cosmetic. It is a sign of capacity. A sign that your next assignment requires energy, visibility, and favor. People think you look refreshed because life got easier. No, chosen one. You look refreshed because destiny is approaching. The glow on your face is preparation for the glory about to rest on your life. Chosen one. Understand this deeply. Your appearance is a prophecy. Your radiance is revelation. Your youth is confirmation. Heaven did not preserve you for people's admiration. Heaven preserved you for heaven's agenda. And the supernatural renewal you're experiencing in your body is about to mirror the supernatural elevation you're about to experience in your finances, relationships, and calling. You are stepping into a phase where everything about you, inside and out, will testify that the hand of God has been upon you the entire time. Chosen one. The reason people are so shocked by your appearance is because they can't comprehend how someone who walked through so much fire could come out looking like light. They expect scars, they expect fatigue, they expect evidence of the storms you survived. But instead, they see a radiance that contradicts your history. And that contradiction is divine. Heaven has a pattern. Anyone God plans to elevate, He first refines in darkness. And when they step out, they don't look like what they endured. They look like what they're becoming. Anointed one. You have to understand something sacred. Your glow is a signal that your next season is not one of hiding, but of revealing. God kept you concealed long enough for healing to become your foundation. Now, He's allowing your transformation to speak before you ever open your mouth. People don't realize that your face carries prophecy. Your eyes carry testimony. Your presence carries a message. You are a living declaration that when God restores, He restores visibly. He restores loudly. He restores in ways that make people question their understanding of time and truth. And yes, some people struggle to believe what they're seeing. Not because they doubt you, but because they doubt themselves. Your youthfulness exposes where they settled. Your glow exposes where they stopped growing. Your peace exposes their unresolved battles. And sometimes, chosen one, your elevation will create discomfort in those who refuse their own healing. But remember this, your transformation is not an accusation. It is an invitation. An invitation for others to discover what becomes possible when they surrender to divine alignment. I've witnessed this many times. When you begin rising, people project their fears onto your blessing. They try to rationalize it. Maybe they had surgery, maybe they're using filters, maybe it's makeup, but none of those explanations account for the authority you carry, the softness in your spirit, the clarity in your expression, the peace in your aura. Those things cannot be purchased. They can only be birthed. And what was birthed in you came through warfare, obedience, silence, and surrender. Chosen one. Your appearance isn't youthful, it's reborn. That's why people can't categorize you. You don't fit the patterns they know. You look like someone who reset their entire life by resetting their spirit. And when the spirit is renewed, the body follows. God has been teaching you something profound. Age does not define you, alignment does. When you align with heaven, time becomes a servant, not a master. And that is why you glow in a way that cannot be replicated or explained. Another reason your transformation shocks people is because you stopped living in emotional survival mode. When the nervous system is always bracing for impact, the body hardens, the face tightens, the eyes dim. But when the soul finally feels safe, the body softens, the face opens, the eyes ignite. And for the first time in a long time, you are living from peace instead of defense. That peace is visible. It softened a decade off your face without you even trying. That's why the world can't grasp it. Their peace depends on circumstances. Yours depends on God. Anointed one. Your journey is also proof that aging accelerates when purpose is ignored. Many people wrinkle not from time, but from resisting the call on their lives. They are fighting themselves every day. but you decided to walk with your assignment, not against it. And when purpose becomes your compass, heaviness breaks off. Confusion breaks off. Fear breaks off. And what's left is a clarity that shows on your skin. Purpose is anti-aging because it eliminates the stress of pretending. Your transformation also comes from one secret the world overlooks: joy. Not superficial joy, not performance joy, but heaven-sent joy. The kind that erupts after mourning, the kind that returns after loss, the kind that flows after surrender. Scripture says joy is strength, but what people don't realize is that joy is also renewal. It rejuvenates, it brightens, it restores, and your joy has begun to rewrite your face the same way God has been rewriting your destiny. Chosen one, your glow is not decoration, it is preparation. When God renews a vessel, it means He is ready to use it for greater things. Your radiance is announcing to the spirit realm that your next season requires visibility, influence, and elevation. Heaven is positioning you in places your old self would have never entered. You are being prepared to carry favor that needs a rested mind, a healed spirit, and a renewed appearance. And so the shock on people's faces is not just confusion, it is prophecy. They are seeing a glimpse of what heaven is about to reveal fully. They see the transformation now, but soon they will see the promotion. They see the glow now, but soon they will see the glory. They see the youth now, but soon they will see the calling that youth was preserved for. You are only in the unveiling phase. The elevation has not even begun. Chosen. One another reason your appearance is shaking people so deeply is because they can sense, even if they cannot explain, that heaven has intervened in your timeline. They see a version of you that should not exist according to the natural order. You should look drained, worn, and exhausted by the weight of the life you've lived. But instead, you look renewed, you look strengthened, you look appointed, and that is because God has been restoring you in reverse, pulling you back to your original design before life tried to distort it. Anointed one. What people fail to understand is that divine restoration is not subtle. It does not enter quietly. When God restores someone, He restores them visibly. He restores them in ways that provoke questions and awaken curiosity. Your glow is not gentle, it is confrontational. It confronts disbelief, it confronts doubt. It confronts the lie that aging must equal decline. You are living proof that when heaven's hand rests on a person, time bends, it adjusts, it yields. It becomes a servant to destiny rather than an enemy to the soul. And right now, you are in a season where heaven is unveiling the results of years of unseen inner work. While people thought you were stagnant, God was advancing you. While they assumed you were breaking down, God was building you. While they believed your story was slowing, God was accelerating it in secret. And now that the fruit is showing on your face, some don't know how to respond, because you don't look like someone who was abandoned. You don't look like someone who was rejected. You don't look like someone who carried burdens alone. You look like someone who was carried by God. I've seen this kind of divine contradiction before. There was a time in my own life when I expected my reflection to betray the storms I had endured. I thought I would see permanent shadows beneath my eyes, evidence of sleepless nights, the imprint of stress that lasted years. But when God lifted me out of that season, the mirror did not reveal the brokenness I survived, it revealed the strength I had gained. It is a strange feeling to look younger after trauma, to look brighter after heartbreak, to look restored after devastation. But chosen one, that is exactly where you're standing now. Your renewal is also deeply tied to your obedience. Every time you walked away from what was draining you, heaven added years back to your life. Every time you chose peace over chaos, your spirit healed and your face followed. Every time you stopped explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding, your energy returned. People want a physical explanation for why you look so preserved, but the truth is spiritual. Peace protects, purpose preserves, obedience renews, alignment restores. And you have been walking in all four. Anointed one another layer of this divine preservation is the breaking of generational patterns. Many in your lineage aged under the weight of survival. They carried burdens that were never meant to be theirs. They lived in cycles of stress, fear, financial instability, emotional suppression. You were born into that pattern, but you were not born to continue it. You are the interruption, the breaker, the reset. And when someone breaks a generational cycle, their body responds first. Your glow is not just about you, it is about every ancestor who prayed for the freedom you are now living in. Chosen one. You must understand, your appearance is prophetic evidence that your spirit is ahead of your age. While others counted years, heaven counted breakthroughs. While others calculated time, heaven calculated transformation. What looks like youth on the outside is actually maturity on the inside. Maturity that refined you into someone who knows who they are, whose they are, and what they carry. You didn't stay stuck in the identities the world put on you. You rose, you shed, you transformed, and your face is the testimony of that freedom. This is why people feel something when you walk into a room. It isn't just that you look young, it's that you carry a frequency they cannot name. You carry clarity, you carry depth, you carry resilience, you carry the remnants of every battle you won in silence. And people who have not yet fought their own battles feel exposed in your presence. Your youthfulness is not merely attractiveness, it is spiritual authority wrapped in gentleness. And here is what heaven is highlighting. Now your glow is not the destination, it is the announcement. When God restores appearance first, it means He is preparing to restore opportunity, resources, territory, and influence next. Your radiance is the first fruit of a much larger divine reversal. What was taken from you will be returned. What was delayed will be accelerated. What was buried will be resurrected. And the way you look right now is heaven's way of saying, you are ready. Chosen one. The reason people are so startled by the way you look is because you do not reflect the battles you survived. You reflect the God who carried you through them. They expect someone who has endured heartbreak, betrayal, exhaustion, and isolation to show visible signs of collapse. But when they look at you, they see radiance. When they speak to you, they feel calm. When they stand near you, they sense something holy. That contrast alone is enough to confuse anyone who lives only in the natural realm. Anointed One Heaven has been intervening in your timeline in ways you didn't recognize while it was happening. You thought you were just surviving, just coping, just holding on. But God was performing divine restoration quietly, layer by layer. He was repairing what stress damaged, soothing what trauma stiffened, and renewing what sorrow drained. While the world aged under pressure, you were being rewired in the secret place. You weren't losing years, you were gaining grace, and now that grace is visible on your face. I have seen this in my own life. There were days I expected the mirror to reveal the heaviness I felt inside. I thought my eyes would be dim, my posture slumped, my expression hardened. But the more I surrendered my battles to God, the more I noticed something strange. The darkness faded, the weariness lifted. I looked lighter, not older, stronger, not bitter. And chosen one, you are living in that same divine contradiction. You don't look younger because life was kind. You look younger because God was. Your glow also comes from the moment you decided to break the cycle of emotional depletion. You stopped letting people drain you without giving anything back. You stopped tolerating those who came only to take. You stopped watering relationships built on imbalance. That decision alone removed years of aging from your soul. Emotional exhaustion is one of the fastest aging forces on Earth, but emotional freedom is one of the quickest rejuvenating ones, and you chose freedom. Chosen one. The human body keeps score. Years of people-pleasing carve tension into the jaw. Years of suppressing emotions dull the eyes. Years of spiritual misalignment bend the shoulders. But when you healed, those burdens loosened. Your breath deepened. Your face softened. Your gaze sharpened. So what people call youth is actually relief, release, restoration. It is the physical echo of a soul that no longer flinches in its own presence, anointed. One another reason your transformation shocks people is your obedience. Every time God told you to detach, you obeyed. Every time He told you to rest, you listened. Every time He urged you to forgive, you surrendered. And obedience preserves what disobedience destroys. Disobedience ages the spirit because it drags people into battles they were never assigned to fight. But you chose alignment over resistance, surrender over struggle, and alignment carries a glow that no serum can manufacture. Your youthfulness is also tied to your spiritual self-awareness. You began honoring your boundaries, listening to your intuition, and refusing to betray yourself just to keep the peace. You stopped apologizing for needing space. You stopped sacrificing your well-being for approval. And when you stopped fighting your own soul, your body stopped fighting time. Harmony within became harmony without. That is why your presence feels purified now. It's because you finally came home to yourself. Chosen one. The truth people cannot articulate is this: you look different because you became different. You didn't let suffering contort you into a version of yourself you couldn't recognize. You didn't allow trauma to calcify your compassion or darken your heart. You let God refine you without letting the world redefine you. And the person you've become is someone powerful, grounded, luminous, and spiritually awake. Your appearance now is verification that the wilderness did not win. That heartbreak did not harden you. That betrayal did not contaminate you. That loneliness did not swallow you. You are the evidence of divine preservation. You are the evidence of a God who restores in ways that science cannot measure and time cannot limit. And heaven is saying this clearly: your renewed appearance is preparation for renewed assignments. You will be brought into spaces where your presence shifts atmospheres. People will feel peace before you speak. They will sense authority before you act. Your glow is not the end of the story. It is the announcement that elevation is unfolding. You are entering a season where your face testifies to what your spirit already knows. You were chosen, processed, preserved, and now positioned. Chosen one. The glow you carry now is not just beauty, it is evidence. Evidence that heaven has rewritten chapters the enemy tried to erase. Evidence that God has restored what time, people, and circumstances attempted to steal. Your youthfulness is not a cosmetic miracle. It is a prophetic sign that you are stepping into a divine reversal, where everything that once diminished you will now be multiplied back into your life with increase and authority. Anointed. One people can sense a shift in you before they even understand it. They notice the way your presence feels grounded, the way your energy feels calm, the way your face carries peace instead of pressure. What they cannot see is the years of spiritual excavation that led to this moment, the nights you cried out, the seasons you surrendered, the inner battles you fought alone. All of that sacred work is now manifesting visibly. You are not glowing because life became easier. You are glowing because you became stronger. And there is something else happening beneath the surface. Heaven is repositioning you. When God begins restoring the vessel, it means He is preparing to pour new assignments, new responsibilities, and new blessings into it. The renewed clarity in your eyes is not accidental. The lightness in your expression is not random. Your appearance is announcing to the spiritual realm that you are ready for elevation, ready for influence, ready for the financial breakthrough being aligned with your name, chosen. One, understand this deeply. Your youthfulness is not about vanity, it is about visibility. God is making you impossible to ignore because the next doors opening in your life require recognition. People need to see you before they hear you. They need to feel your presence before they understand your purpose. Your glow is heaven's spotlight, revealing that you have been chosen for something larger than your past, larger than your pain, and larger than your critics ever imagined. And now, as you step into this next prophetic chapter, remember this: the same God who renewed your face is about to renew your future. The same God who restored your radiance is about to restore your resources. Your appearance was the first miracle. What comes next will be the breakthrough. Chosen one. The renewal resting on you right now is not accidental. It is prophetic evidence that heaven is preparing to shift you into a season of greater assignment, greater visibility, and greater influence. Your restored youthfulness, your strengthened countenance, and your glowing presence are all signs that God has been preparing you quietly for something weighty. You are not just being refreshed, you are being positioned, and your appearance is announcing that transition before your circumstances catch up. Anointed One, heaven never restores you without intention. If your face looks lighter, it's because God lifted something heavy. If your eyes look clearer, it's because God removed something clouded. If your energy feels renewed, it's because God is preparing to send you into environments that require spiritual stamina and emotional clarity. You are not stepping into an ordinary season. You are stepping into a divinely orchestrated moment where everything about you must reflect the readiness heaven has placed within you. People around you sense the shift, even if they cannot articulate it. They see a peace that feels unfamiliar. They notice a glow they can't explain. They sense a strength that doesn't match the battles you've survived. What they're witnessing is the unveiling of your divine timeline. You are no longer moving according to the world's pace. You are moving according to destiny's pace, and destiny always beautifies before it magnifies. Chosen one, your youthfulness is also a form of spiritual protection. God has allowed your appearance to reset so that old battles cannot recognize you and old enemies cannot locate you. There is a reason you seem different to people who once knew you. Heaven has rewritten your signature in the spirit. The trauma that once clung to you no longer has a doorway. The heaviness that once sat on you no longer has authority. You have ascended beyond the reach of what once tried to break you. And in this new elevation, your glow is activating new favor. People who ignored you before will now take notice. Spaces that once rejected you will suddenly make room. Opportunities that bypassed you will begin to circle back. Not because of physical beauty, but because your countenance now reflects calling. Your presence reveals purpose. Your glow signals anointing. Heaven is making you visible in ways that align with your next assignment. Anointed one. Your renewal is not about looking young. It is about being ready, ready for the platforms God will open. ready for the blessings He will release, ready for the wealth, influence, and divine connections that require a healed vessel. Your face shows restoration because your spirit is stepping into responsibility, and God always renews before He releases. Chosen one, remember this: as you move forward, your appearance is the announcement, not the finale. What people see on your face is only the beginning of what heaven is preparing to manifest around you. The glow is the whisper, the breakthrough is the roar, and everything in your life is aligning with that roar now. Chosen one, as we come to the close of this message, let your spirit breathe in the truth that has been spoken over you. You are not standing at the end of anything. You are standing at the beginning of a divine unfolding. The glow on your face, the youth in your countenance, the strength in your presence, all of it is confirmation that heaven has already initiated a supernatural transfer in your life. You have stepped into your Kairos moment, your appointed time, the hour heaven wrote long before you ever knew to expect it. Anointed one, may the same God who renewed your radiance now renew your path. May every stagnant door begin to move. May every hidden blessing rise into visibility. May every divine opportunity recognize your face and call your name. What rests on you now is not ordinary. It is evidence. It is prophecy. It is the seal of God's hand guiding you into your next chapter. Walk forward with assurance. Walk forward with reverence. Walk forward knowing that what is coming is greater than what has ever been. Remain aligned. Remain faithful. Remain expectant, for heaven is not finished revealing what it has prepared for you. If this word stirred your spirit, chosen one, feel free to share it or leave a reflection below, not as routine, but as a testimony of agreement. And if you desire to stay connected to more messages that honor your calling and awaken your destiny, you are welcome to subscribe. May you go in light, in strength, and in divine timing. Your season has begun. Keep shining, anointed one.